We've got the most incredible gemstones here on JewelleryMaker, but honestly, I have never seen a project like this where we've been so generous. Let's face it, we take one of those Biwa strands off, still an amazing deal.
Agree.
100 quid for a strand of Biwa pearls. And you get your naturally coloured Biwa pearls. And you get your incredible purples, the beautiful metallics in there as well. And you get your microfaceted garnet, and you get your gorgeous clasp, and you get your instructions. Oh, and by the way, we're giving you these for free as well. I mean, it makes no sense. Well done, Carol, Sylvia, Michelle, Jenny, Audrey, Maker, Soraya, Kerry, Anne, Barbara. Maker in North Yorkshire's got 4 in the basket. Sort it out. Maker's got 3 in the basket, and Maker in Lancaster's got 2 in the basket. Go for it. Well done. Amazing.
We just don't see Biwas. I mean, I've got Biwas from back in the day.
Such a shame, isn't it?
And I've got them, you know, completely in my kind of special drops. I'm almost scared to use them because I don't see them. I don't want to flippantly use them.
They're bought to wear so infrequently.
Yeah,
right.
exactly that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well done. Demo. What are you going to make me? I mean, what are you going to make for us?
Do you know, when you get these...
Look at the state of those pearls.
Look at the luster.
They are outrageous.
Right? When you get these, just cut them off the strand, right? Because I think it puts you off when you look at them on the strand. It makes you kind of want to keep them together, which of course you can
get a bit blinded, don't you?
You get blinded
pearl
by
blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's all so lovely.
Cut them off and then look, if you're looking at these individually, look how blooming gorgeous. You can see why that necklace is, what is it, £250, and that is vermeil, it's not gold. It's not the gold that's the money, is it?
So is it vermeil gold over silver?
Yeah, but you have to look in the small print lately, because I've been looking at the sales of some of these designers.
Oh, it does say gold vermeil, well done.
That one's gold vermeil, but there are some that are equally as pricey, and they are gold on brass.
But nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But if that's not what you want, you need to understand what you're buying.
Exactly.
And we're really transparent here, so that's another good thing. Right, so what we're going to do, I thought we'd make this little rosy kind of fuchsia, which is one of my favourite flowers, fuchsia connected. But of course, the tassel tops that you bought earlier, you might want to pop on the top there. If you've got the tassel tops, you could do this. Right, so what you need is a glass of Prosecco. No, not really. Cup of tea, cappuccino. So you need some chain.
It's a buzz ball. Oh gosh, I had one of those the other day. Absolutely.
I've got
sidewinded me.
2 bead caps, and these come from a box of bead caps that I bought to wear a while ago, so you may have these in your stash. I've just taken 3. Now what I did, I chose 3 kind of similar-ish ones because they do vary a lot in shape and size, but you might want a look that is slightly different, whereas one's larger. So, you know, you're the jewellery maker. Now what you want to do, what I did 2 lengths of chain that were the same length, and then I did one longer length of chain for the centre, just because that's how I wanted them to hang. So if you do an initial cut, then what I did was when I added them on, I found that I still thought they were too long, so I cut them down. So unless you've got an exact plan, you can always sort of just start off. So what I did was I laid them out like this so that I could see. So my thought process was to have kind of 1 in the middle and then 2 kind of there, and that would be nice on a tassel cap, or you know, you could even have those. Oh, that'd be a nice earring, wouldn't it? Just like that. If you wanted a longer earring, just a chain with one of those. Look how lovely that is. So all you need to do, I added in, because I was just like, what won't these go with? So I added in some sort of purple seed beads just to see what that would look like. I was very tempted to use the garnet actually, but I'd used it already. So adding on, you don't even have to, but up to you. If you want to make them a bit funky, then maybe you want to add on sort of a lovely colour. It can be anything. It can be microfaceted, it can be seed beads, it can be whatever you want. Maybe you want to be a bit more classic and have maybe a precious metal spacer bead, or a seed pearl would be nice.
Oh, yes, please, Deb.
Little seed pearl would be really nice. And then you're just going to, again, I'm all about the wrap loops, but you know, we're going to get the end link of the chain, and you need to just a little thing, but just beginners might not know this, just make sure that the chain that you cut, your links are large enough for your chosen eye pin. or whatever pin you're using. So that pops through. Again, you're getting a very secure connection when you do it like this. And then I'm just going to, once again, wrap this around. So you can either use your hands or you can use the pliers. So my hands don't like to do that really, so I like to use my pliers. Now, just a tip here to get this nice and neat is if you don't sort of stop halfway when you've finished, come back round towards the front. So you're actually turning the pin in the direction that you're going. So then when you come in with your flush cutters, it's already facing the correct way, and it gives you less pins sticking out at right angle, so less to correct, if any. So I tend to go in now, straighten out my loop, and then really there's nothing sticking out there, and that's because I just brought that pin a little bit further. But if you need to, you can gently squeeze that with your pliers. Now just make sure if you're squeezing your wrap loop that you're not crushing in on that gemstone at the top or that little spacer bead, because you don't want to damage that. So you need to do 3 of these. So that's one. We'll pretend we've done the other 2. Oh no, actually I've already half done it, you see. We'll quickly go.
There you go.
There we go. Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah.
Here's one I made earlier.
Further ahead than you think you are.
So we'll just
Lovely.
pop him round like this. Do-do-do-do. Now, see, I've stopped there. If I cut this pin now, just to show you a little technique while we're here, I didn't bring it all the way round. So there is pin protruding there.
Don't want your pin protruding.
Out of the side. You don't want any PPs, protruding pins. And then I'm just going to squeeze that round. Now, when you've done 3, so I've got one more here.
They look like little ballet shoes.
They do. Oh, ballet shoes.
I love them.
Little ballet shoes. Clemmy goes to dance.
You do ballet.
No, not yet. She goes. It's like a little theatre school. But she's got so much confidence. She doesn't care. They did The Great Showman the other day.
Oh, gorgeous.
And they did that bit that goes, oh, stamp.
Yes.
Now you can always get little ones to stamp. So I thought that was a very good choreography move. So we're doing 3 here.
Nice.
Make sure that you're happy with the length. That's quite long. So if I wanted to, if I thought at this point, no, that's too long, then you can obviously snip off. And then a piece of wire. I'm going to make quite a large-ish loop because I want to get all of my chains in there. So bringing that around, and then what you want to just make sure you put the chains on in the right order. So you want a short one, popping that on there. And then you want, sorry, I'm under the graphics. And then the longest one in there, like that. And then the short one again. I mean, they'll move around, but if you put them on in the right order, then they tend to stay a little better. So then the last one goes on like that. And then if you have a look and you think, oh, my loop's too big, I didn't need a loop that big, you can always just sort of pull that in. It's easier to do with the pliers, so I'll show you. So you can hold the loop here and then just take your pliers and pull your tail around a bit. So you can actually wiggle it. So now I've got a much smaller loop. So if you're not sure how much space it's going to need, then that's just a little tip there. And then once again, I'm going to take this, wrap it round, and then all of these chains now are completely secure because there's nowhere to escape.
Yeah.
They can't escape. Right, so then what I did, so there we go. All the chains now sitting there like that. And then what I did, I popped, and you could use lucite for this. That would be so nice.
Love that idea.
So there's, and you could use, you know, bead cap, anything you want. But as I say, this did come in the little box of the gold, different shape and sizes of bead caps and gems. So if you've got that in your stash. And then in that same box, there was sort of a longer one. So, and I thought, oh, that looks like a fuchsia. So pop that on the top. Like that, so that gives you a very fuchsia. Now I did play around with putting some beads at the top, so you could put a bead from your main design in the top. If you want that to look like the little stalk of the flower, you could use a green bead. And then, now, bearing in mind here, when you do your loop, how big's the chain that you want it to go on? Because I'm just going to use this again, JM chain. I know that that's going to go through quite easily, but if you're using a more statement chain, then just be mindful of how big your loop is, and then you don't have to use a jump ring, and it's even more secure. So what I want from this, I want these to stay